Everyone thinks the strong person is okay because they're the one who stays calm, the one who helps, the one who always knows what to say, the one who says, "It's fine," even when it isn't. But sometimes, the strong person isn't strong because they feel safe. They're strong because somewhere along the way, they learned that nobody was coming to save them. There's usually one person in every family, one person in every friend group, one person in every relationship. The one people call when something goes wrong. The one who listens without judging. The one who knows how to calm everyone down. The one who makes room for other people's pain. And because they make it look easy, people start to believe it is easy for them. So they assume that person can handle more stress, more silence, more disappointment. But being capable doesn't mean being unaffected. Just because someone carries a lot doesn't mean it isn't heavy. Most people don't wake up one day and decide to become this independent. Usually it starts much earlier. Maybe you grew up somewhere emotions felt inconvenient. Maybe you learned not to cry because nobody knew what to do with your sadness. Maybe you became responsible too early. Maybe you had to stay calm while everyone around you was falling apart. Maybe you were praised for being mature for your age. And little by little, you learned that needing too much could make people pull away. So you became easy to lean on, easy to talk to, but hard to really know. Because nobody ever stopped long enough to ask, what is this like for you? The strong one usually becomes very good at hiding. Not because they're dishonest, but because they don't want to be a burden. They don't want to ruin the mood. They don't want to make anyone worry. They don't want to explain something they barely understand themselves. So when someone asks how they are, they answer automatically, "I'm fine." And usually people accept it because it's easier. It's easier to believe the strong one is okay than to imagine that the person holding everyone together might be quietly falling apart too. One of the loneliest feelings is being needed by everyone and truly known by no one. People can love the version of you that's available, the version that listens, the version that gives advice, the version that doesn't ask for much. But when you finally need someone, you might not even know how to ask. And even when you do, you might make it smaller than it is. "It's not a big deal. Don't worry about me. I'll figure it out." Not because it doesn't hurt, but because you've spent so long being the safe place for everyone else that you forgot you deserve a safe place too. Being strong isn't a bad thing. Being dependable isn't a bad thing. Being the one people trust isn't a bad thing. But sometimes strength becomes a role you feel trapped inside. A role where you can't have a bad day, where you can't be confused, where you can't fall apart without feeling guilty for it. And slowly, you start to believe your value comes from what you can carry, from how much you can survive, from how useful you are to other people. But you're not valuable only when you're helping. You're not lovable only when you're calm. And you're not a burden just because you're tired. The strong ones don't always need you to fix their life. They don't need perfect advice. They don't need to be talked into opening up. Sometimes they just need someone who notices. Someone who doesn't only come to them when they need something. Someone who asks again after they say, "I'm fine." Someone who stays long enough to hear the real answer. Because often, the strongest people aren't asking to be rescued. They're asking to be remembered, to be considered, to be seen as human. Not just as the person who can handle everything. And maybe this is your reminder too. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to prove you're struggling enough before you're allowed to ask for help. You don't have to keep carrying everything alone just because you've carried it alone before. Being strong doesn't mean never needing anyone. It means being honest enough to admit when something is heavy. And letting yourself be human even when everyone is used to seeing you as the strong one. The strong ones don't need you to fix them. But they need to know they're allowed to be human too.